You check your phone for a second. Just one thing. Then something else shows up. And you go to that. A few minutes pass. And you're not doing what you sat down to do. You're doing something. You just never went back. It never feels like you stopped. That's what throws you off. You're doing things the whole time. Checking something, answering, opening one more thing, then another. It's not heavy, nothing feels like a big decision, so you don't question it. It just feels like you're in the middle of something. At the start, you still think you're on track. You tell yourself this is quick, just something to clear before you continue. And it sounds normal in your head. But you don't go back right away. Something else shows up. Then another thing. And you follow it, not because you decided to, but because it's already there and it's easier to keep going than to stop. And after a while, you don't even think about going back. That's where it changes. Not in one moment. There's no clear switch. You just slowly move away from what you planned, without really noticing when it happened. You're still active. Still doing things. But it's all slightly off. You open something, then something else, then something you didn't even mean to open. And the whole time it still feels like you're doing something useful. That's the trick. Nothing feels like a waste while you're in it. And that's why it keeps going. Because there's no moment where you stop and say, okay, this is wrong. You just stay in it. A bit longer. Then a bit more. And at some point, going back starts to feel harder than just continuing. So you don't go back. Not yet. You just never get to it. It usually starts small. You don't even see it as a problem. You check one thing, then another, and it feels normal because nothing about it seems serious. You're still there, still thinking you'll go back any second. And for a while, that's true. You could go back. But you don't. Something shifts after that first break. Before it, you knew what you were doing. Maybe it wasn't easy, maybe you didn't feel like it, but at least it was clear. After it, it's different. You're not really choosing anymore. You just follow what's in front of you. One thing leads to another, and each next step is a little easier than going back to what you planned. So you stay in that. You tell yourself you'll go back in a minute. Just finish this, then you'll reset and start properly. But that moment keeps moving. Because there's always something else in front of you. Something quick, something easy to open, something that doesn't ask much from you. And it pulls you further without you really noticing it. There's no clear point where it feels wrong. No moment where you stop and think, okay, sad Sam Screnual. You just keep going. Click something. Then something else. Then something you didn't even mean to open. And after a while, you stop even thinking about the thing you plan to do. It's still there, somewhere in the back, but it feels further away than it did before. Heavier. Like something you'll deal with later. But that later doesn't come. Because now you're fully inside this other flow. And the whole time it still feels like you're doing something. Like you're not wasting time. But if you stop for a second and actually look at it, you're not moving forward anymore. You're just staying busy. And the longer that goes on, the more normal it feels. Like this is just how things work now. You start something, you drift, and then you stay there longer than you planned. Every time. At some point, you notice it. Not Adma. It takes a bit. You just pause for a second and realize, this isn't what you sat down to do. And for a moment, you think you'll fix it. You'll close everything, go back, start again. But you don't move right away. Because now it feels different. What you were supposed to do suddenly feels heavier than it did before. It's not even that it's hard, it just feels like you have to restart the whole thing. like you lost the momentum you had. And what you're doing now, it's easy to stay in it. So you wait. Just a bit. You tell yourself you'll go back when it feels right. But it doesn't feel right. Something else shows up. Then another thing. And you follow it, even though you already know you're off track. That's the part that's hard to explain. You see it, and you still stay. Not because you want to waste time. Just because leaving that flow feels worse than staying in it. And after a while, you stop even trying to fix it. You just let it run. You keep doing small things, moving from one to another, without really thinking about where it's going. And it feels normal. Like this is just how the day goes. You start something, you drift, you notice it. And then you keep drifting anyway. And the longer that happens, the easier it gets to ignore it next time. Because you've already done it before. More than once. The strange part is, even when you see it, it doesn't stop. You notice you're off. You know this isn't what you planned. But you still don't go back. You tell yourself you will. Just not right now. Just give it a minute, finish this first, then you'll reset and start properly. But that reset doesn't happen. Because what you're in right now feels easy to stay in. You don't have to push yourself, you don't have to think too much, you just keep going. And going back, that feels like effort now. It feels like you have to sit down again, focus again, get into it again. Even if it's the same thing you were about to do earlier, it doesn't feel the same anymore. Like you have to rebuild something you just lost. So you wait. You stay in the easier thing a little longer, just until you feel ready to switch. But you don't feel ready. So you stay again. And after a while, you stop expecting that moment to come. You just keep going with what's in front of you. Something quick. Something light. Something that doesn't ask too much from you. And it fills the time. More than you think. Because there's always something else after it. Something else you can open, check, respond to. And it keeps you in that same place. Not fully off, but not really on either. Just somewhere in between. And the longer you stay there, the more normal it feels. Like this is just how things go now. You don't even think about it as losing time anymore. It just feels like the day. Like this is what the day looks like now. And that's the part that sticks. Because once that feels normal, it's hard to see it as a problem at all. It doesn't feel like you wasted the day. That's why it keeps happening. You were doing things the whole time. You were there, moving, checking, responding, keeping up with whatever showed up in front of you. So nothing feels wrong while it's happening. There's no clear moment where everything stops. No point where you can say, okay, this is where I lost it. It just keeps going. And by the time you slow down enough to notice it, the day is already almost over. You think back to what you planned to do. Something simple. Something that should have been done by now. And you realize you never went back to it. Not once. And it's not even a big shock. It's more like a quiet realization. Like, yeah. Of course. That's how it went. You didn't lose the day. You just gave it away, piece by piece, without noticing when it started. And that's the part that stays. Not the time you lost. But how easy it was to lose it without noticing. How normal it felt the entire time. How nothing in the moment felt like a mistake. And if you're honest, you've had days like this before. More than once. You start something, you drift, you notice it, and then you let it happen anyway. Not because you don't care. Just because it never feels serious enough to stop. You were busy the whole time. Just not on anything that moves your life forward. And that's why it repeats. Because nothing about it feels urgent. Nothing forces you to break it. So it keeps happening. Again and again. Until one day you look back and realize how many days went the exact same way.